different tongues, different tribes, same spirit, same fire, and we ain't stopping, not now, not ever. We don't know each other's faces, but we know each other's heart. We the outlaws of the kingdom, tearing falsehoods apart. Ain't no chains in this church, ain't no walls holding grace. We just walking in the word, with love in every place. Out here is peace, love, brotherhood, holy fire and misunderstood. We the church with no name, but we changing the game. Yeah, we changing the game. Changing the game. Changing the game.
I'm so sick of your lies. Called 2, 3, 4 times. Location turned out. These days gonna get rough. These days gonna get rough. These days gonna get rough. Oh. Don't hear my line. Don't spill my wine. You left those things. Come get your time. Come get your time. Don't be surprised when your house is gone. Don't be surprised if I don't pick up. Don't be surprised when you're out of love. Don't be surprised when I'm gone. Don't be surprised when you're out of love. When I'm gone. You keep pulling me closer, thinking we're gonna get closure. Don't act like I don't know ya. Don't act like I don't know you. No. Don't hear my line, don't spill my wine. You left those things. Come get your time. Come get your time. When I'm gone. Don't be surprised when you're out of love. Don't be surprised when I'm gone. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when I'm gone.
I'm done watching your bill on full. I was gonna cut that other little bull. Whoa, back book and G by the lamb. Who made it back bad? Whoa, goddamn. Chaya, yeah, whoa, back up, keep up, good. Whoa, okay, G by the lamb. Who made it back bad? Whoa, goddamn. Okay, G by the lamb. Who made it back bad? Whoa, goddamn.
Now I don't even have to talk my shit.
Whoa, goddamn. Who made it back bad? Whoa, goddamn.
Yeah.
Whoa, goddamn. Whoa, goddamn.
What's
Who
good?
made it back bad? Whoa, goddamn.
Yo, call me what you will, I ain't calling but I'm real. And they never saw it coming, this how all or nothing feels. Girls wanna chill, so they putting on their heels. Cause they wanna live the life they were watching on the hills. People say I do it big, I just say I'm doing me. I be smoking Buddha with some bitches on Laguna Beach. I listen good, I ain't never in the mood to speak. speak, but I'm making music and it's paying for the crew to eat. Now they hating on the fact that we loving life, and now I wanna miss a minute, so I'm up at night, all fucking night, working underneath the stars that deserve a little credit like my Visa card. Whoa, whoa.
Who made it back then? Whoa, goddamn.
To the O, to the hello. Hello.
Who made it back then? Whoa, goddamn.
Aztec.
Whoa, goddamn. Who made it back then?
You
Whoa,
like girls who
goddamn.
smoke cigarettes?
Whoa, goddamn.
I
Who
smoke
made it
cigarettes.
back then? Whoa, goddamn.
Young Hussein, I stay in the pocket like loose change. I'm up all night like Bruce Wayne. Somebody get these old ass rappers a new cane, cause I'm flowing like the fountain of youth. Yeah, we back in the booth. We just had to step back.
Back in the booth. To the ancestors known and unknown, Shay. To the gods known and unknown, Shay. All the praise, all the glory be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite Cosmic Warrior, back at you with another Galactic transmission. Let's get a prayer in, then we'll tap into the energy. Spirit, thank you for coming through. Thank you for guiding and protecting this message. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this to get to any and everyone it's intended to. And so it is.
Keys for you.
Whoa, goddamn.
Hold up, hold up, hold up.
The words don't mean shit to me. This life don't give no guarantees. Time don't wait, it just rolls on by. So I live my truth and let things ride. I made mistakes, I've done my time. Lost a few things I used to call mine. But I learned to love, I learned to fight. And I still sleep just fine at night. So pour that drink for the folks like us. We've been knocked down, but we still get up. We do our best, we take our hits and learn what freedom really is. Some folks talk, some just fade away. I ain't got time for the games they play. I keep my word, I keep my peace. Let the noise die down, let my mind breathe. I don't need fame, I don't need praise. Just a few good years and better days. If the good Lord's watching, I hope he sees a man just trying to live and be free. So pour that drink for the folks like us. We've been knocked down, but we still get up. We do our best, we take our hits and learn what freedom really is.
You know, learning what freedom really is. Learning what freedom really is. You know, doing our best. Doing our best is all that we can do. You know, the freedom of knowing that I did exactly all I could do. You know, it's comparison. It's all, you know, we're always, you know, it's the want to do more, the wish we could have done more, those shoulda, coulda, wouldas that keep us up at night. But, you know, do they keep us up at night? Or do we sleep fine at night? You know, there's nothing wrong with wishing we could do more and wanting to do more, right? There's nothing wrong with reflecting and looking back and to find ways where in the future, if the same situations arise, how we can do better. But, you know, to hold ourselves, to bond ourselves and chain ourselves to the past, to the woulda, coulda, shouldas, it's... You know, the freedom. The freedom to sleep free at night. You know, it's... You know, the the new ways I may be trying things, they might not be successful the first time. But hey, at least I found a new way to not be successful. And for that alone is a reason to give thanks. And, for that alone, we should, even though it might not have been successful, we should be able to sleep fine because, hey, at least we're trying something new. Even though we did not solve the problem this time, hey, at least I found another way that doesn't work. Cross that one off the list. A lot of times we don't know what will work. And so instead of having a list of things that do work, we have a list of things that doesn't work. But do we stop trying? Our pencil, the tip snaps. We don't have a pencil sharpener. We lost our pen. It's, do we find a way to keep track? Do we find a way to attempt? Do we find a way? Forming new thought patterns. It's okay. Maybe I used to rely on writing things down. Well, now I'm going to have to start relying on my memory. It's funny. It's, as technology got smarter, we got stupider. We rely on it too much. There's a lot of, people cheat. People cheat in like classrooms, right? They cheat in like, classes. They'll have, AI, write a paper for them, right? And although I don't really agree to the subscribed systems, of the indoctrination, right? There is power in learning. There is power in writing. There is power in reciting. There's power in it. And, you're only screwing yourself, especially, it's funny how, assignments, curriculums, it's what's Trump doing right now? Trump's shutting down the whole Department of Education pretty much, right? But what do they actually really do? They cost us a lot of money, a whole lot of taxpayer money. But what do they actually provide? A lot of restraints. For the teachers, the ones that are free-minded, the ones that are, open-minded and free-thinking, that want to teach, factual information, and not just regurgitated propaganda, which is what, the school system, that's what they enforce. Propaganda, indoctrination. It's they're supposed to set you up for success, right? But how many people do they sell the pipe dream of? Ooh, go to college and get a loan to do this, and get a loan to go study this, and go apply for this, and then after you jumping through all these fucking hoops, and what do you have other than a massive pile of debt? Not a whole lot to show for it. A lot of people stuck working in positions where it's not even what they went to school for. Occupations that they didn't even go to school for it. And, underpaid. And it's why? Because they were sold a pipe dream. And there was a forced pipe dream sold upon us. Multiple. Forming new thought patterns, mind control. It's they want a society of like just copy and paste, cookie cutters. It's everyone dressed the same, look the same, talk the same, drive the same cars, look the same way. They go home to the same families and the same houses. It's just they want everyone the same. We used to have structures. We used to have architecture. We used to have things that were majestic, things that you see in awe, like wow, amazing. And now you look at the modern, architecture, and it's like shit. It's absolute shit. And why? Because it's not meant to stimulate anything in your mind. It's made to make us brain dumb, just like everything. It's like, flipping through, TikTok and other stuff. It's just quick fixes, quick. And, we want microwave. We want everything fast. And, it's funny. It's radiation, bad, right? Radiation is bad, but what do you think our microwaves are? What do you think? We go and we get x-rays, right? What do they do for x-rays? They put a lead coating over you. Okay, but lead paint's bad for us, right? Well, why is it bad? Because it blocks that out. Oh, interesting. So it's only bad when you tell me it's bad. It's only bad for the reasons that it's funny. We're taught not to question things. Because when you start questioning things, you start seeing all the holes. And when you see all the holes, you're like, how is that lie even held together? Oh, it's because you guys everyone's only fixated on the tiny little parts that do connect and not the big massive gaps that are missing. Everyone's all fixated on the tiny little threads that are still holding it together instead of the massive gaps that are missing. And what's filled it with? It's filled with the truth. But we live in a society that shuns the truth. We live in a society that runs from the truth. We run from a society that's afraid of the truth.
Must be a generational thing, because mama was the same. In 25, mama got clean, found a means to the end. But for Sheila, no one's seen her in a long time. They stay the same for a lost in her mind's eye. Where Sheila, have you seen her? Where Sheila, have you seen her? She's out on the streets, out of her mind. Flashing cars as they drive by, preaching about a forgotten type of divine. Sheila got hit by a car, going 40 cents, 20 feet down the street. And now Sheila can't use her torso, legs, or feet. In a prison made of flesh, lost in her mind. Trapped outside of time, death is a rest. Baby, I said, have no fear, cause death is a rest. The willow tree won't weep for me. Give it a...
Have no fear, death is the rest. It's funny. It's like, if something has a control over your life, right? Drugs, alcohol, things like that, right? It's funny how, you could be up for days on benders and just have energy, right? But, when, when you tap into your own energy, though, when you tap into the Most High, it's a never-ending source. Never-ending source of what? Of any and everything that you could possibly need. That's the beauty of it. It's not just handed to you, but it's the thoughts, the ideas are given to you, the inspirations are given to you that you're meant to act upon. Everything's not just handed to you. And well, it is in a sense. If you follow this clue and pick up on it, if you follow that clue and pick up on it, and you put all these clues together, if you pick up on it, it is all laid out in front of you. You're not going to get it all in just one big large sum. That'd be too easy. You gotta do your own work. It's the little pieces we pick up from every interaction. The little simple conversations. It's the random conversation we had at the person at the grocery store that could have been the missing little part to get our brain spinning that'll get us unstuck. Who knows if we're paying attention to it? We're having a chaotic day. We're all stressed out and pissed off because we're trying new ways and nothing's working. And someone stops us and tries to talk to us. Well, that person could be trying to give us the information that we need. Some random stranger. You know what I mean? But through that conversation, if we will give it a chance, maybe the answer's within. You never know. It's so often, but it's that's finding the calm in the storm. Are you going to be fixating on everything that's going on around you, or are you going to be fixated on what's right in front of your face right now? The answer's right in your face. The blessing's right in your face, in disguise of a message of a stranger. Are you going to pay attention to it? The signs and synchronicity. But then it's like, once you start noticing them, you can't miss it. It almost, I don't know, especially right at the beginning, it's like, I don't know, the way that I wanted to point it out to people, I noticed that, all right, I'm probably being annoying at this point. I need to just start keeping some of this to myself. But that's the hard part, because you want to share the lenses that you find, and you want everyone to see through the lenses that you're able to see through. But not everyone's ready to, not everyone's willing to, not everyone wants to. But not even that, a lot of people, not everyone can handle it. A lot of the truths, not everyone, a lot of people, they'll never believe it because they don't want to. They just have no intention to. And so it doesn't matter how many times the truth smacks them in the outside of the head, they're not going to believe it. It was just the wind. It was a strong gust of wind. They're never going to believe it. But that's why we put the information out there and we keep it moving. We say what we feel led to say, we do what we feel led to do, and we keep it moving. We don't get stuck. We don't trap ourselves trying to help other people get out when they don't want to get out. But it's also, we can't do it all for them. All we can do is provide them with ways that helped us. That's all we can do. And then from there on, it's up to them.
No need for light, I'm drowning you deep. deep in this sinful night. I arch your back, I'll chase every sigh. Every gasp of yours makes me wanna try. Pulling teeth and marking your skin. I'll make you tremble, make you sin again. Whispers low, dripping with command. Every inch of you surrender to my hand. Lose yourself, fall into my heat. Every sinful motion, every heartbeat. Sweat on sweat, bodies intertwined. Every secret touch, every forbidden line. No mercy here, no shame at all. Just surrender, let the sins fall. Bones like thunder, dragging you under. Every shiver, every tremor makes you hunger. Taste every shadow, drink every thrill. I'll take your body, every curve, every spill. Your fingers clutch, your nails trace me raw. Every shiver, every scream leaves me in awe. I'm inside your night, deep in your core. Every gasp, every whimper, begging for more. I'll pull you apart, piece by piece. Every layer peel, every restraint release. Fall into me, lose control tonight. Every sinful part swallowed in delight. Let the sins fall, scream and call my name. Give it all, every ache, every flame. Twisted pleasure, no need for light. I'm drowning you deep in this sinful night. Every gasp, every whimper, every sigh. I taste your fear, I taste your lie. Your body belongs to the dark I bring. Every touch, every tease, every sinful sting. Close your eyes, fall deeper in. Every motion, every tremble, every sin. No turning back, no escape from me. Let go, let fall, let the sins run free. Let the sins fall. Break every chain, lose control, let me feel your pain. Twisted pleasure, don't need the light. Let the sins fall, let the sins fall tonight. Let the sins fall, scream and call my name. Every moan, every ache, every flame. Twisted pleasure, I own this night. Sins fall, let the sins fall tonight. I don't know the past, but he mapped out the line.
I don't know the path, but he mapped out the line. But that goes right along with what I was kind of getting. It's like, you know, the propaganda, the thought you were an easy target, the glow up. But it's like, it's everything happens, you know, as within, so without. You know, as above, so below. Everything happens in the 5D before it happens in the 3D. Everything happens within before it happens externally, right? You know, the enlightenment, you know, the growth inward. You know, it happens inward, and then it shines. Well, it shines. It reflects outward after, right? But it's the glow up. But it's the, you know, all the spell and root work done against you. It's like, you know, but then appearance from the you know, from the outside, only looking from a 3D perspective. It's like, damn, they must be down in the gutter, like down bad, right? But it's perspective, you know. It's not, you know, it's not where you are, it's where you're at. It's not where you are physically located, it's where you're at energetically. You know, it's where you're at mentally. Because, well, that's what it truly really is, mentally. Because you have to be a commander of your mind. And, you know, if you're a commander of your mind, you're a commander of your emotions. You're a commander of your emotions. You know, you're able to stay calm in the storm, and which makes, you know, the storm go by faster, right? The storms are inevitable, right? It's the certain things in life where, you know, we have to go through it, but it's the how do we go through it. It's how are we going to come out of it. Well, by how we come out of it is determined by how we are in it. But I didn't see that coming. It's, you know, I thought you were going to reach out for help. But it's the inward. You know, it's okay. It's forming new thought patterns. It's asking the other people for help. But it's like, if you've never been what I've been through, how could you even give me any advice that could remotely help? right? But not even that. It's sometimes, even with the best intentions, not everyone's able to help you. You know, it's like, you know, how can someone that's never had a problem with drinking tell me how to stop drinking, right? How can someone that's never had a problem with drugs tell me how to get clean off of drugs? It's kind of like, well, all right, I respect for what you learned in a book, but unless you've done it firsthand, you can only take what you say, you know, with a grain of salt. But not to say it wouldn't work, but but even if it worked for you personally, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to work for everyone. You know, but the spell and root work, but what that's given is, I'm not able to get through. I know I wasn't able to get through this. So there's no way that I'm going to send whatever it is to you, and I know you're going to get stuck because I wasn't able to do it. But it's like, hold up, you know, keywords there, you. Keyword there, me. It's just because you weren't able to do it, you think I'm not? Well, that's cute, but I'm not you. But you're not yourself either. You know, it's the thoughts and choices I'm making right now. They're not the same ones that even me 5 hours ago would have made. But that's, you know, the state of constantly checking ourselves. Well, checking ourselves, holding ourselves accountable, but also questioning ourselves. But you know, we need to be questioning everyone, but also we need to be questioning ourselves as well. Because a lot of times, you know, we're out here pointing the blame at other people when we're mostly to blame. You know, but it's funny, accountability, that's one of those things, and, you know, and secret accounts, you know, secret accountability. It's I'm going to keep what I did in the dark secret. No one needs to see that. But yours, yeah, we're going to open the door right up. We're going to shine the light on it. Let's whoa. Why are you shining the light on me? No, let's keep it over there. It goes both ways. Start standing up for yourself. You know, it's calling people out on their bullshit. You know what I'm getting right there? It's like, you know, standing up for yourself, but it's like rooted. I'm getting like root work as like trying to keep you grounded. What I'm seeing is like a tree like vine coming out of the ground and like wrapping your legs as you're trying to like fly away. But like flying away, taking off, ascending, you know, enlightenment. You know, it's wanting you to keep your mind stuck stuck here in the, you know, in the physical, in the 3D. Only looking at things from a 3D level. Because if you're only looking at it from a 3D level, you're not looking at it from the highest perspective, and so you're not learning the highest lesson, and so you're stuck. Now, a lot of times we learn the 3D lesson more times than we'd like to admit, yet we still find ourselves in the same lesson because we haven't learned the higher lesson.
Staying out of the poison, and I'm coming Call us bottom feeders. Say we live in the mud. Tattooed knuckles.
You know, bottom feeders, you know, down in the mud. You know, it's triggering to them, you know, the higher knowledge. It's like, who the fuck are you? You know, you didn't grow up in my, you know, topper echelon society with my little boys and girls groups and my, you know, rituals and this and that, my passed down knowledge that we earned through right of my bloodline. Who the fuck are you? I'm exactly who the fuck I think I am, myself. You know, that's the thing. It's triggering, you know, the knowing yourself. You know, knowing yourself. And it's funny too, though. It's like the more you know, though, the more you know nothing. Only a fool thinks they know everything. Only a fool thinks that only because of their bloodline that they're owed anything. Only a fool would think that. Only a fool would think that someone else could do the work for them. Only a fool. Only a fool.
Killers misfits, the ones you look through, but that bottom of the barrel still holds my crew. Say what you want, judge how you see, they ain't your kind, but they my people to me. We don't do subpoenas or speeches in court. We build our name on silence and a long memory for war. Got a homie doing live and he still don't regret it, cause he bled for the crew and that dead ain't forget it. They see felons and thugs, cool, let them believe it, but when the wolves start circling, guess who really gon' bleed it? Ain't no handshakes with snakes or half-price loyalty. We die for our circle, that's the code we gon' bleed. People ain't the same, say the sinners with the guns, they don't want you call on when the talking said and done. They don't live by the law, but they live by the code. If I'm going through hell, they already on the road. They the killers and the misfits, the ones you look through, but that bottom of the barrel still holds my crew. Say what you want, judge how you see, they ain't your kind, but they my people to me. Yeah, they smoke, they drink, they cuss, they fight, but I sleep just fine knowing they with me tonight. You got polished friends, cool, dress them up in a suit, but when shots ring out, they might get that person shoe. We ain't heroes, we ain't holy, we ain't choir or crown. We the ones laying low while they run their mouth in town. They say we nothing but trouble, hell, maybe that's true, but trouble's what you need when trouble's coming for you. I've seen killers pray and pastors lie, I've seen polished men fall when it's time to rise. So keep your distance, keep your talk, keep your steeple. I don't need your approval, I just roll with my people. My people ain't the saints, they the sinners with the guns. They the ones you call on when the talking's said and done. They don't live by the law, but they live by the code. If I'm going through hell, they already on the road. They the killers and the misfits, the ones you look through, but that bottom of the barrel still holds my crew. Say what you want, judge how you see.
Now, say what you want, but there's the bottom of the barrel. There it is again, the bottom of the barrel. Paying people to keep you in poverty. But poverty is a mindset. It could be, paying people just to get in your ear and try to pollute your ear with false programming. It's the verbal venom. Get in your ear. It's, oh, you're unworthy. Oh, you're nothing. It's all they need to do is get that planted in your mind and then let yourself self-destruct. It's the self-talk, negative self-talk. But putting an end to it. The difference of speaking life into yourself. Well, the difference alone when you stop speaking death upon yourself. The difference alone when you realize the impact of the words that you speak, especially to yourself. And so, one, you stop the negative self-talk. And then, two, you replace that with positive self-talk. And the fucking change alone. That change alone. But it's like that they were banking. Well, part of the new thought patterns is getting rid of the lack mindset, which they were banking on. On you not ditching it. Well, it's getting rid of what no longer serves you. It's sense of unworthiness. It's like, well, that's no longer me. I'm no unworthy because I fucking earned it. I put in the work. My choices, my actions, my decisions. It's You know whether or not, you're worthy or not. If you made good choices or not. It's if you even question the choices that you make. People have so much to say about the choices and decisions that other people make for their life, with little to no regard about their own, no thought about their own. Forming new thought patterns is getting stuck in your ways. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can't teach anyone that's unwilling. And that could be young or that could be old. It doesn't matter. Unwilling is unwilling. Intention is everything. You know, you either intend to stay stuck in your ways, you either intend to stay stuck believing, falsehoods, even when you're being slapped in the face with the truth. Either you stay stuck believing that, but it's beliefs. It's, better, you know the truth, but you're believing in a lie. It's, you only believe in what you do not know. But the lies we tell ourselves. I've been doing it for so long I can't change. Oh, it's been so long. Oh, the lies we tell ourselves. The lies we stop telling ourselves.
But that boy said no. He done raided Mrs. Claus cookie jar again. Got sugar on his muzzle like he face planted in it. Elf City song, racing snowmobiles at dawn. Trying to trade a jingle bell for a little carry on. Dasher look exhausted. Prancer said he spooked. Rudolph been on wake since last year, ain't no way he snooped. He in the back shed snorting lines through a candy cane. Talking about he hear color, smell, sound, can't explain. Santa tried to ground him, but you know how that go. Can't stop a red-nosed reindeer in turbo mode. Rudolph on that shit, nose blowing when he hit. Neighbors see him passing like who driving that sled. Skirt on the rooftop, knocking shingles off quick. He the reason neighbors don't afraid to ship to the sticks. Rudolph on that shit, full speed through the mist. Santa holding on, yelling, we ain't trained for this. If that boy sniffs twice, whole sky gon' split.
You know what it's given? It's given Curse Breaker, but it's funny Santa Claus, but it's the Christmas story. It's going down it's the claustrum. It's the, going down the pole, the chimney, and then coming back up. It's breaking the generational curses that kept you stuck down. That kept you stuck down in the lower. Stuck down in the lower. It's the no, but it's the chains, it's the curses, it's the bonds that that are spiritually that have us spiritually chained. Before we even know it. Before, and the sad part is we don't even realize it. A lot of times we go a whole incarnation without even realizing of the chains that have been on us the whole fucking time. And it's a lot of them. A lot of times we feel the weight of them, but we look, even when we look, we can't see it because we don't have the eyes to see it. But we can feel it. It can be felt. The healing is felt. It's a ripple. Time. The past, the present, the future. It's a ripple effect. It's breaking those the curses. Think of it as like, it's like a nuke that expands. It's felt wide and far. But it's also like, our ancestors, it's like, I knew they were going to do it. I told you they were going to do it this lifetime. I told you they were going to be the one. I had my money on them. But it's trading in the fun times. It's giving appreciation. Yeah, it was fun. We can have fun, it's living a party life. It can be fun. But it can also be draining. It can also, you can lose your taste for it. You can only, but that's the interesting part too is, a lot of times, you hear celebrities and stuff talking about how, they start getting into the same gender because they've done everything. They've had, they slept with enough of the same opposite genders that it's like they've just lost their taste for it. Well, you know what? But it's people never take the time for themselves. They never take the time. And celibacy? No, they just sit out there. Our sacral energy. They sit out there and they bust their load and they waste their energy, they squander their energy, and they wonder why they can't find any satisfaction, any fulfillment. It's because you're wasting all your fulfillment. All the power, all that healing energy. But also the manifestations. When you start preserving your sacral energy. your manifestations, but it's also ascension. You want to ascend, you can't be out there doing that shit. But good luck trying to tell someone to stop having their fun. It's when people are gonna eat their cake and they're gonna do whatever they can get away with because they're having fun. But even it's funny too is even we stay stuck even when we've lost our taste for it. Even when we've lost our taste for it, just out of habit and routine. But it's also the people we surround ourselves with. The people we surround ourselves with. Lurking in the shadows. You can change your habits. You can get rid of all the bad habits, but if you keep surrounding yourself with people that still have the same bad habits, it's just a matter of time until, your self-control isn't that great. It's a ticking time bomb. But sometimes that's a lesson that you have to learn the hard way. But unfortunately, that's not a lesson that everyone comes back from. Sometimes it literally is a ticking time bomb, and you don't diffuse it. All it takes is one time. A lot of times we're lucky we even got out, and then we turn around and go back, and then that's it. One dance with the devil could be your last.
She was young but strong, world weight on her spine, carry life inside her, cross the sacred line. 9 months of war pain, swollen with grace. Every kick, every turn, left a smile on her face. It ain't just birth, it's a battlefield bond. A soul to soul, promise from here to beyond. She fed dreams with lullabies, opened her hand, nurtured her heartbeat, only she can understand. Tattoo on her soul, even if they don't. She still holds her name like a prayer at dawn. If a child fades out for a final breath, she'll love that ghost like it never left. Ain't no grave deep enough, ain't no time too far that can fade that love. It's a mother star. See, the world don't get it. They say move on, but she still sets a plate like they coming home at dawn. Talking to the stars, whispering to the wind. Every tear that falls is where the story begins. She ain't weak, she a warrior, cloaked in pain. Walks through life with a smile in the rain. That love don't stop, nah, not in no tomb. It echoes in the silence, fills up the room. Tattoo on her soul, even if they go. She still holds their name like a prayer at dawn. If a child fades out for a final breath, she'll love that ghost like it never left. Ain't no grave deep enough, ain't no time too far that can fade that love. It's a mother star.
She don't need flowers, don't need your I'm sorry. She needs the world to know that love don't end with a heartbeat. It grows, it glows, it never lets go.
So when you see her quiet, lost in thought, know she's speaking to a child this world forgot. And if you ever love, then you better believe a mother never stops, not even when she breathes. That bonds our law, it breaks all laws, transcends life, defies time's flaws. You can't jail love, can't cage a fight. She's holding that child in her dreams every night. Tattoo on her soul, forevermore. That child still hurt, to the heart, to the core. No end in sight, no line to cross. Just a mother, still loving through love. Tattoo on her soul, forevermore. That child still hurt, to the heart, to the core. No end in sight, no line across. Just a mother, still loving too long.
I won't deny it.
I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna fuck with me. Got the lawman busting at me, but they can't do nothing.
They got the wrong lawman after them. You know, it's interesting. It's people who think that they're operating on the right side of law, right? But whose authority? You know, people taking justice into their own hands. You know, it's funny too, corrupt judgment. You know, it's people that'll sit here and, they'll, come across this and be like, look, he's doing tarot. He's of the devil. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's sad because the truth of the matter is I follow the teachings of Yeshua more than a Christian does. And that's the sad reality. But I'm not religious. But that's the big thing. I'm spiritual. I'm free from false judgment. I've freed myself, just as Yeshua tried to tell us how to do. You know, the shadow work, the mental trap. You know, but it's the shadow work, the trap, but it's also, they get us, tithe your 10%, your 10% of your income, your finances. It's, you're supposed to tithe the 10% of your brain. And that's the thinking part. You're not supposed to think. You're supposed to give it up to the Most High. You're supposed to go off of feeling, off of sight. You're supposed to go off of what's right in front of you. It's not, the mental trap. It's what other people tell you. It's, where you're led to do. You know where you're led to go and what you're led to do. You know your path. It's other people that are going to try to tell you what their vision of your path is. That's their vision, not yours. That's where the first mistake where we go wrong. But it's not everyone's able to see our path. But then even the ones that are able to see it, they're not going to like the path that we're on. They're going to want to fuck us out of our own path. And out of why? A lot of times, it's lack of understanding. But it is the amount of people that'll get so invested in your life, into your life. It's so invested. But where do they invest into their own life? The mental. When do they spend any time thinking about their own life? They spend all this time thinking about other people and not just thinking about them, talking about them, black magic, sitting there gossiping. How much time and effort and energy do they invest into talking about other people? And at the same time, in the same conversation, we'll sit there and complain about how they're stuck themselves. Look what you're doing right now. Look at how you invest your time. We all have the same amount of time, but we don't invest it the same way. We all have the same amount of energy, but we don't invest it the same way. One part of it is we're unaware. We're unaware of how we're investing our energy. And, we're unaware of the people that are siphoning out of our accounts. We're unaware. And other times, we choose to. We're aware of the corruption. We're aware of they're draining our accounts. We're aware of they're draining our energy, and we choose to allow them to because we care about them. Or because of what? Because society tells us that, we're supposed to respect them and we're supposed to allow them to misuse us and abuse us and we're supposed to love them anyways because, hey, they're blood, right? Or because they have whatever position it is. It's positions. A lot of positions are self-appointed. And people think that just because they got a little fancy title or a certification or this and that, they think that they're anything. Or they're not even that. They think that it puts them above anyone else. Or not even that, too. They think that it gives them a free pass, to get away with certain things. And it's the mental traps, the way they think that, okay, you can use money to avoid your problems for a long time. It doesn't make your problems go away. It just prolongs it. It prolongs the inevitable. Okay, and so you never lose your money. And so you go a whole lifetime. You go a whole lifetime running from your problems, evading your problems. Congratulations, you failed again. But you did it comfortably. The choices and decisions that we make. The investments. Poverty. We all have the same amount of money, and it's their energy. Energy is a true currency. We all have the same amount, but how do we choose to invest it? We're supposed to be good stewards, right? Are we good stewards? It's our bodies are temple. Do we treat it as such? Are we a good steward of our temple? Do we make it a place worthy of the Most High? Do we make it a place that the Most High is going to come and want to stay? Or do we make it a place that the Most High is going to come and be like, oh, I'll be back when you've done some work here? Under construction. Back to back. And it's a wrap. Back to back, the shadow work. It's funny, it's once you start realizing, once you start noticing it and knowing the steps that needs to be done, and once you start embracing the tower moments, the realization that it's nothing to fear, the realization that it's not going to kill you, but it's also the realization that it's not what's happening to you, it's what's happening for you. And back to back, it's surprise visits. It's new opportunity. It's opportunities to heal. It's opportunities to grow. It's opportunities to stand in our divinity. It's opportunities to grow in our divinity. It's opportunities. But a lot of times we curse God. It's, oh, woe is me. Why are you allowing this to happen to me? Oh, curse you. Instead of thank you for the opportunity, the blessing to go through these trials. That's a proper way to be looking at it, because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to free ourselves from what's been keeping us stuck. It's an opportunity. But how do we perceive it? Are we perceiving it as an opportunity? Are we giving thanks for the opportunity? That opportunity is the answer to our blessings, to what we've been asking for. We ask God for something, and then God gives us opportunities to seize it, and we cower away from it. We run away from it. We don't accept it. But getting wrapped up in our divinity. But it's you start observing things just a completely different way. It's everything that comes up. It's, it's not looking at it as obstacles as much as, it's how is this improving me? It's the way that you learn to communicate with the Most High. Instead of cursing the Most High during the situations, during the storms, it's, okay, so what is this trying to teach me? It's like, I know I'm not going through it for nothing. It's back again, and I'm not happy about it. But so what is it? Why do I keep seeing this? What is it that I'm missing? It's the realization. It's just the whole approach to it. It's refusing to fall into the trap. It's refusing to get caught up and sucked up into the vortex of the storm. It's like standing your fucking ground. It's like, no. But it's also a confidence. It's, I'm going to try something new. Is it going to work? I hope so. Is it definitely going to work? No, there's no definites. It's wishful thinking. you know. But it's the confidence. Like this time it's gonna work. But if it doesn't, it's like, well, there's always next time, you know. But it's also a heavy dose. I hope it's not a next time. I hope this is the time. But it's the way that we always go into it, giving it our all. Like this is it, you know. But then when it's not, do we throw in the towel? Like, oh well, that was it. I gave it my all. Like, oh well, I guess we're done. And it's like, no. Well, now we have an opportunity to regenerate our energy and to look at it from a different angle, a different perspective, and to come at it again. You know, but it's a surprise visit. It's like, it's like I'm back. It's like, oh, you thought that was it. Oh, you thought I was gonna stop. It's no. You know what I'm being brought up to is I wrote it was like I made up a little like jingle for like generational curses or trauma or something healing or something like that. It was what did I do? But I tied it along with the song with the rhyme of like 99 bottles on the wall. Right? So it's, you know, 99, whatever you're healing. And it's like you heal from one thing, and it's like, oh, wait, I'm done. I was like, no, I'm not. Now we still have more to go. And it's like, but it's the way that you fall into the pattern, the way that you just fall into the rhythm. It's a rhythm. It's a healing rhythm. But that's the cosmic flow. That's when you're in that flow state, though.
I don't beg, I reframe the game. Self-talk, not hype. I become the proof, I don't type. Identity locked, frequency clean. I live in the gap between now and seen. I don't beg, I align, then I step. Becoming the version that cashes the check. No fear, no doubt, just fire in my chest. I evolve in silence and glow with the best. I walk like truth, I talk like fate. I don't wait on blessings, I activate. This ain't luck, it's sacred becoming. I speak, I move, and now it's coming. I don't need to convince, I just exist. My presence alone is the abundance list. Old thoughts fade, new thoughts build. I became the vibe that fortune feels. My timeline jumps cause I dropped the weight of begging, hoping, stress, and weight.
Hey, thank you.
I don't hustle, I harmonize and glow up in real time with no disguise. Every level is already mine. I just tune in and read the signs.
Yeah, every level is already yours. Oh man, you know what that's given? Every level is already yours. You know, but the quantum jump, what that's given is they're trying to throw blocks in you energetically at every step. But it's like, you know, but that's funny too. But as within, so without. But it's like by the time it's reflecting outward, what's been done inward, it's already done. They already missed that opportunity. But it's like once they clock it, and then they start doing their spell or root work, whatever they're doing, right? It's already too late. You know, it's already done. They already missed that opportunity. They already missed it. But it's like they're still holding on to the. Well, we can still meet them at the next turn, but they don't realize, you know, if when you're in that flow state and you're in alignment, you're always 10 steps ahead. Always. And it was funny too. Sometimes like they'll think that they're finally ahead of you this time, right? And it's like no. Sometimes the pull back is just a slingshot to shoot you up forward again. But it's every opportunity. It's the way that they're staying optimistic. You know, but the optimism. But how are you so optimistic, though? It's like the energy of removing any like form of help, and it's like, all right, we left them with nothing. Like we completely drained everything. They got nothing. It's like they're not going to be able to do it now, but it's still some way, somehow. You know, but that's the thing too, though. The mental trap. We're never stuck. Do we have a clear, easy way out? No. But we have everything we need. If we look around, We take all the skills that we've learned through all of our other opportunities to learn and grow. We take all the tools in our tool belt from all those other experiences. We take them and we know, we've studied our tools. We studied the lesson. We studied the projects. We know how to use them. And so now I have the opportunity to use every fucking tool in my tool belt. Before I just thought I was collecting them for no reason. And I got a big tool belt. I had to go buy a second tool belt. I got so many fucking tools. But little did I know, something told me today, bring both tool belts, which I never do. But good thing, because guess what? Today I get to use them all. But it's get to. I'm allowed to. I'm able to. I'm able to use all these tools that I'm able to recognize as tools. A lot of times we go through all these situations and we thought we did it for nothing. We went through everything and we came out of it with a tool to use later on and we didn't even realize it. We're out here borrowing other people's hand-me-down tools that don't even fucking work when we got brand new fucking tools. But it's useless without the knowledge of how to use them as well, though. That's why we reflect. Because I'll be damned if I went through everything and I didn't fucking learn. I'll be damned if I came out of it empty-handed. It's never what you lost, is what you gained in return. And that tools are expensive. They're fucking expensive. A lot of people, they take out loans for tools. But what are you paying back the loans on? Something that you don't even use? Something you don't know how to use? Something that just sits there collecting dust?
It's fine by me, 'cause I'm free. Yeah, I'm free. I came from the land where the flags used to fly. Stars and stripes, now it's just tears in the sky. Used to break bread, laugh round the fire. Now we burn bridges if your views ain't mine. We was kinfolk with a difference of thought. Now it's pitchforks if you say what you're not. Speak your mind, that's a target on your back. In this canceled town, ain't no room to check. I lost state of mind, I walk that line. A rebel in a time where the truth's a crime. You can't gauge the voice of the freeborn soul. I'm too wild to fold, too bold to control. We ain't gotta agree to find peace in the fight. Don't kill the light, 'cause it don't match your sight. Scrolling through the war zone, calling my feet. Everybody bleeding, everybody's on a leash. Diversity turned to division and fear. Used to raise a toast, now we raise our spears. You don't listen, you just wait to attack. Facts get drowned in emotional tracks. Ain't no justice in a digital mob. Just a bunch of lost kids trying to do God's job. Let me breathe, let me speak, let me ride. Even if my truth don't fit your side. Unity don't mean we all got a match. Means we rise from the fire, not turn to ash. A lost state of mind, I walk that line. A rebel in a time where the truth's a crime. You can't gauge the voice of the freeborn soul. I'm too wild to fold, too bold to control. We ain't gotta agree to find peace in the fight. Don't kill the light, 'cause it don't match your sight. This ain't red, this ain't blue, it's a human war. Fought in silence behind every closed door. We forgot how to love when we disagree. Forgot that freedom means letting folks be. So I spit for the outlaw minds in the crowd. Who ain't backing down, who still say it loud. Bring the debate, not the hate to the table. We can still toast if we're willing to enable. Lost state of mind, I'll walk that line. A rebel in a time where the truth's a crime.
See, that's the thing. It's like debating, arguing, arguments. It's church, the argument between the church and spirituality. Churches hate spirituality, but all religions were formed off of an individual's interpretation of spirituality. All religions stem off of spirituality. But what is spirituality? Spirituality is not something that can be just wrapped up and contained into one little thing. You know, it means something different to someone else, but it's meant to. It's the spiritual journey is our own personal journey with the Most High. It's our own personal journey back home to our higher self, to connection to the Most High. It's our own journey. You know, but it's these people that are stuck in karmic loops, that are stuck in repetitive loops of, you know, sin-based religions. We're sinners. You know, waiting for a savior. You know, waiting for someone to come and give us an all paid vacation. It doesn't happen. No one puts your name into that drawing. There is no drawing. You have to do it yourself. You know, but big ass egos would be their downfall. But it's the energy of the overconfidence of you can't do it. Yeah, it's mocking you. It's the energy of people mocking you. You know, but it'll be the same people that are jealous. You know, regardless, a lot of times the sad part is, you know, do they even realize it? Sometimes it's like, how the fuck do you not? It's like your jealousy, it just screams through your skin, like through every pore. Like how do you not know that you're just a jealous ass motherfucker? Like, how do you not know that? How do you not realize that maybe it's not a them thing, it's a me thing? Like, how do you not see that? Like, everyone else can see the jealousy just radiating off of you. How do you not see it yourself? And sometimes it's beyond me. Like, are you really that blind? But it's, you know, but people are blind a lot of times. They're blind about themselves because they really distaste themselves so much. You know, they can't even, you know, get a glimpse of themselves because that's how much they distaste themselves. You know, but it'll be the same person that has no love for themselves, that has so much hate for everyone else as well. It's a reflection. You know, but it's the reflection, you know, the change. You know, not waiting for the change, not waiting for a savior, it's being it. You know, it's not waiting for a reason to be happy, not waiting for a reason to give thanks, not waiting for a reason. It's forcing it. It's finding it. There's always something to give thanks for. Always. And if you say no, it's because you're not looking hard enough. There's always. You know, it's funny too. Predictions got them shook. It's like, you know, it's the way that people will observe you in situations. Someone that's always optimistic and glasses half full. It's like, how are they going to see this situation that way? It's like, you know, but still, you find it's, yeah, but it's choices. You know, it's a choice. It's a mindset. You know, it's that's a positive mindset. You know, but positivity is, you know, why is positivity so triggering? Well, look at the society we live in. It lives, you know, it lives off of control. You know, free thinking. You know, but free moving. You know, free moving. It's interesting. It's the way that they want us more just stay stuck. You know, they don't want us really traveling because we travel, we start talking from people from other cultures. We start talking from people from other cultures and we start learning about it. You know, we start learning about it and our mind starts expanding and our consciousness starts expanding and we start growing and we start looking at things from different perspectives and different angles and maybe we're able to see the ways that we've been, you know, stuck. And so, yeah, they want us all fighting with each other. Well, not even that. It's, you know, it's the way that it's fighting against ourselves. They turn us into fighting against ourselves is what it really is. Because the more we fight with ourselves, the more we don't know ourselves. Well, the more clearly it shows that we don't know ourselves. Because if we knew ourselves, we wouldn't be doing that to ourselves. We wouldn't allow our energy to go certain ways. We wouldn't allow other people to manipulate our emotions, to manipulate our energy. We wouldn't allow it if we knew ourselves better. But a lot of us have zero fucking clue about who we are. Zero. You ask someone who they are and they'll give you their occupation or their government name. And it's a corporation name, you know, that the government was so kind to, you know, to establish for you on your birth. It was so kind to do it. And then, you know, get you stuck into a system of maritime law and not inform you of it. You know, but ignorance is bliss, and and they get you, signing their contracts energetically and unknowingly, but you did it. Knowing is only half the battle. It's taking action. What do they say in church? Something about like faith without works is dead or whatever. But it's don't talk about it, be about it. It's put your money where your mouth is. And if you're not about it, just shut the fuck up. Well, that's the thing too. It's people will be so quick to point fingers and say heresy and blasphemy and blah blah blah. And it's, but where's the lie? Where's the lie? Let's get down to the root of it. Oh, you don't like the tone. You don't like the messenger. It's not the message itself. It's the messenger a lot of times. Or it is the message. Because the truth is disruptive. Well, if we lived in a truthful society, the truth wouldn't be so disruptive. The truth wouldn't hit like a fucking brick wall. It's because of the false society that we live in. It's because of all the false programs that we subscribe to. Knowingly or unknowingly. The spiritual warfare that's all around us, everywhere. Even in the air that we're breathing. Pollution. It's so funny too, is they'll use words like that, and all that does is when they start bringing up things like that in climate, and they start bringing all that is it's a way to take money out of one person's pocket and bring it to another. They never do anything. They don't care about changing anything or making anything better. They just care about siphoning your money and blowing more smoke up your ass. It's all bullshit. It's funny too how they can't explain things. They can't explain things, and so it's all these people with their PhDs and certifications, and they still have no explanation. And that's funny too. So then what do? They all come together and they all regurgitate the same propaganda, the same lie.
The people who still choose to love him as he learns to take his place. And though the scars still sting like fire, he walks toward the man hillside. The bottle didn't break him, the memory in his chest did. A lifetime spent hiding from the pain he never read. Now he rises with the morning, one small victory at a time. A man rebuilding gently what he lost along the line.
But healing isn't a perfect line. It's taking it one day at a time. It's interesting too, but it's breaking free of the way that we perceive healing. It's the way that we think that healing, is supposed to look, right? Now it's interesting too. We replace with the way that we think that healing is supposed to look, and we replace it with the feeling of what healing is, and it's free. It's freeing. It's the weight, that feels lifted off of you. And it's a final release too. It's because how many times do we think that we've released the same thing? But yet again, here it comes knocking on our door, paying us a surprise visit. People from the past, knocking, coming back. Inspiration. But it's it's inspiring them to you're inspiring them to. It's the way that you break free from limitations, even your self limitations. It's ways that you may have previously limited yourself. It's, breaking free of them. Something we can do is, we give thanks. We give thanks to the Most High for, breaking any chain that we didn't even know was there. Because a lot of times, we don't know. We don't know what's keeping us stuck. We don't know. And so, we give thanks for breaking them, for breaking any chains that we didn't know was there. And, if it's not something that you can just do for me, well, thank you for giving me the information and knowledge to be able to see the chains that I need to break. So either you're going to do it for me, or you're going to give me the eyes to see and, the knowledge to know what and where and what. So either you're going to do it for me. So one way or another, I'm going to win. Either you're just going to do it for me, which hopefully, but chances are probably not. You're probably going to give me bits and clues of information of how I'm supposed to do it myself, which is normally what it is. But either way, it's a reason to give thanks. It's the way that we speak it into existence. I haven't completed the cycle yet, but I know I'm going to because I'm not going to stop. And it's like, but it's also, the Most High won't put you in a situation that you can't handle. And so with that understanding, if you know that you're never anywhere that you're not prepared for, that alone should give you the confidence. And so, it's okay. So what am I missing? Because that's what it is. We're missing something. It's what tools do we have available to us that I'm missing? It's that there's something that we're missing, something available to us, currently. We don't have enough to finish the whole project, to finish the race, but we have enough to finish the step that we're in right now. We have exactly what we need. Nothing more, but nothing less. And so, but we're never really stuck. And if we are, it's because we're choosing to. It's because we're allowing ourselves to. And when I say choosing to, it's, I didn't choose to stay stuck. Well, have you sought other ways of doing it? If you haven't even sought other ways, then you're not trying. And so, by definition, you're choosing it. By choosing not to do anything different, you're choosing to stay stuck. So you're choosing it. But it's the realization, it's almost it's the accountability, but it's like, but we don't beat ourselves up, it's, we try to improve. We want to improve. We're always striving to improve. We don't beat ourselves up so that, you know what I mean? But it's the way that we beat ourselves up for not being able to see it quick enough, for not being able to see it sooner. Like, how did I miss that? It's like, it's like, maybe give it that quick initial, like, yeah, I'm a dumbass, I should have. But that's not the energy we stay in. We quickly shift and transition over to the energy of, hey, finally, here it is. Here's that motherfucker I've been looking for. Thank you. And that's the energy we stay on.
You hear that silence? It's the sound of a man who broke his own locks. Now watch what freedom looks like.
The sound of a man that broke his own locks. Respect your elders. It's a cosmic elder. It's a spiritual elder. It's a, what I associate that card with, someone that's been married to growing, lifetime after lifetime. Because it's choices. Sometimes, we come down here and we choose to fuck off. Sometimes we come down here and we choose to fuck off this whole incarnation. Sometimes, but also some of the fuck off is assigned to us, as part of our lessons, so that it's part of our soul's growth. But instead of actually learning the lesson, we just stay in the fuckery. But other times, but we're married. We're married to our choices. We're married to our decisions. It's the way that it's the way that we're able to see, like, a lot of the traps that we've fallen into. Sometimes it's just like energetically we come into situations where it might be new to us this lifetime, but it's not new to us, right? And so we just have that natural instincts of what to do, even though we don't know what to do. It's brand new to us, but we just instinctively know what to do. It's interesting. It's the surprise visit. It's the, but I talk about the tools that we gain in this lifetime. But we gain them every lifetime, but also what is interesting too is what I think about is, like, what if we upgrade them? Like, in each lifetime that we unlock them, do we upgrade them? Or in each lifetime that we unlock them, like, to the situation, I don't know. Those are things that I think about. It's like how that works. Because I know there's different levels to this shit. And then, which, I mean, not all tools are the same. Some tools are, there's some Bob the Builder tools, and other ones are, Giants tools. But it's... That's interesting too, but it's who we are here in the physical, though, right? Who we are here in the physical and who we are, like, in the spirit realm, completely different. It's the way that people perceive us too. It's like, people perceive us as little, like, Bob the Builders, right? But we're giants up in the spirit realm. In the spirit realm, we swing fucking 1,000-pound hammers. You know what I mean? We're giants. But people look at us down here and, like, what I'm seeing too, though? It's that scene in Men in Black when he's looking at all the weapons, all the big guns and stuff, and he's getting all excited. He's like, "Ooh, I get one of these." He's like, "Fucking right!" And then he gives him this tiny little pea shooter. He's like, "What the?" Like, he's looking at all these big guns. He's like, "This is what you're giving me?" But that little one packed a punch too, though. It packed a punch. It's interesting too. The knowledge and stuff that we gain in each lifetime, right? It carries on with us. Like, what we learn and what our souls growth from each lifetime can be carried. It is carried on with us. It is trapped into our spiritual DNA. There's no junk DNA. It's your spiritual DNA. And when you tap into that, you tap into your gifts. You tap into knowledge from old lifetimes. You tap into a lot. But all these things that are available to us, all the connections, the connections that you make in other lifetimes. You think it ends? This vessel, they might not recognize this vessel, but you know what they recognize? Your soul. You know what they recognize? Your energetic frequency. That's what they recognize. They might not recognize these vessels because these vessels look different. Who knows how many vessels you've had since the last time you've seen them? But they recognize the energy. And, when you can activate your spirit team, you can activate your ascended masters, you can activate them. They're always there with you to help you in the spiritual warfare, but they can only do so much. Their hands are tied. Unless you're authorizing them, unless you're activating them, unless you're giving them permission to help you, their hands are tied. They can only do what you allow them to. And that's fucked up too, is we have so much available to us, but lack of knowledge of it. Lack of the help available to us, but also lack of, knowing how to call upon it. But it's all within us. It's all within us.
Silence. It's the sound of a man who broke his own locks. Now watch what freedom looks like. I don't act tough, I just don't flinch. They try to measure danger, I don't fit the inch. I'm calm like a fuse right before the spark. Walk through the noise like I own the dark. I don't chase trouble, it's trained to chase me. I don't raise my voice, I let my silence speak. My will don't bend, my fire don't freeze. They
locked the door, I walked through the concrete. No warning labels, consequence. No loud threats, just evidence. No chains on me, no weight on my stride. If you're looking for a limit, look to your side. I move with a purpose, don't follow the crowd. My presence ain't loud, but its silence is loud. No chains on me, no brakes on my wheel. If I say nothing, trust I'm ready to kill. Oh, oh, oh,
Nah, I'm not doing that. Ready to kill. Put a hit out on you. There's like 20 cards that fell down there, and there's 2 that look like they're sticking up, and there's only one I can see, and it's North Node. But trying to kill. The emotional manipulation. Service industry worker. That's my light worker card. Spiritual warfare. Church leaders. Auction off your soul. You know what I'm getting to is emotional. The church leaders getting emotional. Why would they be emotional? Why would they be emotional? That's interesting too. Respect your elders. It's people that put themselves on a high pedestal. They think that, it's the people that sit there in churches and think that they have a connection with, they have a connection with a God, not the Most High. And maybe they do have a connection with the Most High. And, they'll be jealous of, if you're on your spiritual journey, your connection with the Most High is going to be stronger than anyone in a church, than anyone in a religion. Because they're bound. Knowingly or unknowingly. But it's... but it's you... But what do you need the church for? Churches do good things for the community, which is what they're meant to do. But not meant to, sell pipe dreams and tell you someone's coming down to save you. Because not one motherfucking soul is coming to save anyone. You know what soul came here to save you? Your soul. It's you. You're the only motherfucker that's here to save you. And no one's coming. That's still what you think this lifetime still? Well, that's cute. How many lifetimes? How many incarnations have you gone through thinking that? How did it work for you? Yeah? Oh, it hasn't worked for you. You're still stuck here. Oh, well, that sucks for you. But it's interesting too. It's the times. It's the truth is in the pudding. It's funny. It's the witch hunts and this and that. What would social media be like back in the witch hunt times? What would it be like? The things that the people that were killed. What were their accusations against them? Imagine if we could see the trials today. Imagine what was being said. What truth was found? Was there any truth found? Was it all hearsay? Was it a threat? A threat to a threat to what? A false society? A threat to the people that put themselves in positions of power? A threat to the people that, that feel like their whole existence in life, is, based upon their importance. It's like based upon their titles, as if, a man-given title, makes you anything. You're special. We're all special. You know what I mean? It's... Yeah, but structure, order, it's... Well, it's... The structure in religion, the spiritual journey, yeah, but the spiritual journey, it's freelance, it's freestyle, it's to each his own, it's your own, my journey is my journey, your journey is your journey, but our journey is our journey, and our journey is to learn, our journey is to grow, our journey is to do it together, but it's... respecting our elders, respecting the ones that paved the way for us. You know, respecting those that stood up, you know, that stood against the grain. You know, those that speak the truth, not because it's fun, not because it's easy, you know, but it's because they paved the way. You know, we don't have that much truth left in, you know, circulating, because a lot of it's all been controlled. You know, it's because after war, what happens? They get rid of anything that goes against their narrative, goes against their beliefs. They get rid of it. You know, they destroy it. You know, the libraries of Alexandria and all these great libraries. You know, it's because the knowledge was a threat to societies that want to enslave and entrap us, which is what we're in right now. But what we're in right now is the age of Aquarius as well, which, as much as the suppression, as much as they tried to take away all the, you know, cheat codes and books and everything to help us, the path is inward. It's always inward. You know, there were ways to point it out to us, to show us, to make it easier for us, but they couldn't get rid of it because, you know, it's the true path is inward. And they can't, how do they get rid of that? They can't. They couldn't. They've been trying, but they failed miserably.
Words are cheap. I'll cheat a bit. I ain't sleeping in that dead bed. I broke bread with demons broken here. No shirts from black sheep. The grave is 10 feet deep. Oh.
Fuck it. Let's go. Yeah. I ain't your savior, I ain't your saint. If you're looking for clean, better walk away. I got a rap sheet long as a preacher lied. Blood on my boot, smoke in my eye. I took my first shot before I
You know, a long rap sheet. A long rap sheet. You know, a long rap sheet. You know, it's everything. You know, it's every situation that we're in life, right? You know, every opportunity to learn, to grow. You know, how do we perceive it? You know, if we're perceiving it as what was done to me, then it's everything that we've been through is just another nail, just another nail, just another nail, just another nail, just another nail. You know what? It's interesting too, but the lightning is okay. But what if those all go into a nail gun? And then we could turn around and use that nail gun to shoot and do things with. It's the learning what to do. You know, it's our marriage. We're married to our choices and our actions, right? We have to go through certain situations. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's certain things that have to happen, but it's how are we going to do it? You know, are we going to do it kicking and screaming? Are we going to do it angrily? Are we going to do it pouting? Are we going to do it happy? Are we going to do it cheerfully? You know, how are we going to do it? But how are we going to come out of it? It's the realization that how I am in it plays a huge part to play in how I come out of it. Once it's that realization alone, once we're able to grasp that concept, and then as soon as we're in the fucking shitstorm, as soon as we're in the storm and we're able to realize that, and we bring it down to reality I see it for what it is now. Because the quicker we pick up on it, the quicker we realize where we're at. Because it's if you don't know where you're at, how can you predict where you're going to go? You can't. Because you have no idea where the fuck you are. No idea where we are. But where are we? We're always exactly where we put ourselves. With our choices, our thoughts, our actions, ours. We're always exactly where we put ourselves. Did we put ourselves up here? Or did we put ourselves down here? But it's also the reevaluation. But also too, there's it's the way that we observe ourselves, and the way that sometimes we think that we are perfect. We think that that even in certain aspects where we might be a master, we don't think that there's anywhere that we can improve. But guess what? There always is. And guess what? A lot of times it'll come from someone that has no experience in that field either. It's because they're not looking at it from the same mindset, the same perspective. They're looking at it from a completely different one, and that's the secret. That's the missing part, is a completely different way of looking at it. A lot of times that's all we're missing. But we're stuck in our ways, and we think that we know best because we're certified, and but it's are we so egotistic that we think that there's nothing that we can learn from anyone else? There's always something that we can learn from everyone. Always. That's for somebody.
On the way, and I'm finally in my prime. I've climbed through the hurt, all the storms I survived.
All right, I am gonna wrap it up right there. But thanks for tapping in. Thanks for your likes, your shares, your comments. Thank you for the exchange of energy. And until next time.